Welcome to today's Lost Souls, where we bring you the most impactful and unforgettable stories from around the world. Today, we remember the lives of remarkable individuals whose legacies continue to inspire and resonate. From iconic musicians to trailblazing activists, join us as we celebrate their extraordinary contributions and bid farewell to those who have left an indelible mark on our lives. Stay tuned for a journey through their incredible stories.
Arthur Hamilton. Arthur Hamilton was a distinguished American songwriter best known for penning the timeless torch song, Cry Me a River, which became a signature hit for Julie London and a classic standard covered by numerous artists across generations. Born Arthur Hamilton Stern on October 22, 1926 in Seattle, Washington, he was immersed in music from an early age. His father, Jack Stern, was a songwriter and orchestrator for films, while his mother, Grace Hamilton, wrote lyrics for her husband's compositions. The family relocated to Hollywood, California, when Arthur was an infant, where he learned piano and studied music theory and counterpoint, laying the foundation for his prolific songwriting career. In 1949, Hamilton wrote a live stage musical titled What a Day for KTTV, a local Los Angeles television station, marking an early contribution to televised musical entertainment. He also worked in music publishing before gaining wider recognition. Arthur Hamilton's most enduring legacy is Cry Me a River, written in 1953. Originally intended for the film Pete Kelly's Blues, where Ella Fitzgerald recorded it, the song was ultimately cut from the movie. However, it found its iconic voice through Julie London, who was Jack Webb's ex-wife. Her sultry rendition, released in 1955 on her debut album Julie Is Her Name, climbed to number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became her signature song. The track's smoky, torchy lyrics, beginning with, "You told me love was too plebeian, told me you were through with me," captured the heartbreak and defiance of a scorned lover, resonating deeply with audiences. The song's impact extended far beyond London's version. It was recorded by legends such as Ella Fitzgerald, Joe Cocker, Barbra Streisand, Ray Charles, and many others, becoming a standard in the American songbook. Its cultural significance was recognized when London's recording was inducted into the Library of Congress's National Recording Registry in 2015, a testament to its enduring influence. Beyond Cry Me a River, Hamilton wrote other notable songs including Sing a Rainbow and He Needs Me, both featured in Pete Kelly's Blues and later becoming beloved classics. His songwriting versatility is reflected in his collaborations with a wide array of composers and artists, spanning genres and decades. He also received an Oscar nomination for Best Song for Till Love Touches Your Life from the 1970 film Madron, as well as Emmy nominations for songs featured in television movies in the early 1990s. Hamilton's influence extended into leadership roles within the music industry. He served as the president of the Society of Composers and Lyricists from 1985 to 1987, and was a governor of the music branch of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. He was also a member of the ASCAP Foundation Board, contributing to the governance and support of music creators. Despite his professional success, Hamilton remained humble and fondly recalled the cleverness of the phrase, "Cry Me a River," which has become a popular comeback in popular culture. In interviews, he expressed amusement and pride in how the phrase continued to be used with wit and charm in movies and television, often sharing a laugh about it with his wife. Arthur Hamilton passed away peacefully in June 2025. His death was announced by ASCAP and the Society of Composers and Lyricists, though specific details were not widely disclosed. He left behind a legacy defined by lyrical elegance, emotional depth, and a timeless contribution to American music. In summary, Arthur Hamilton's career as a songwriter was marked by his ability to craft songs that captured profound emotions, with simplicity and grace. His work, especially Cry Me a River, continues to inspire artists and listeners worldwide, ensuring his place as a cherished figure in the history of popular music. Barbara Ferris. Barbara Ferris was a celebrated English actress and fashion model whose versatile career spanned stage, film, and television, leaving a lasting impression on British entertainment from the 1960s through the 1990s. Born Barbara Gillian Ferris on July 27, 1936, in London, England, she began her artistic journey early, attending the Italia Conti Stage School and working as a dancer and fashion model before transitioning to acting. Her early experience in dance and modeling contributed to her poised screen presence and helped her navigate the dynamic entertainment industry of the swinging 60s. Ferris first gained public attention with her role as barmaid Nona Willis in the iconic ITV soap Coronation Street in 1961. Though she appeared in only 10 episodes, her portrayal was memorable, despite her departure, due to difficulties mastering the Lancashire accent required for the role. This early television exposure paved the way for a diverse acting career across multiple mediums. In cinema, Barbara Ferris became widely known for her role as Dinah in the 1965 film Catch Us If You Can, a youthful and spirited character who elopes with Dave Clark of the Dave Clark Five. The film, influenced by the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night, captured the vibrant energy of the era and showcased Ferris's ability to embody the free-spirited youth of the time. Other notable films included Sparrows Can't Sing, 1963, A Nice Girl Like Me, 1969, and The Craze, 1990, which was her final film appearance before retiring from acting. Ferris's stage career was equally distinguished. She originated the role of Pam in Edward Bond's controversial play Saved in 1965 at the Royal Court Theatre, a production that challenged theatrical conventions and social norms. She also starred in David Hare's Selger, 1971, alongside Anna Massey and Lynn Redgrave, and took on the role of Mrs. Elvsted in John Osborne's adaptation of Hedda Gabler in 1972. Her stage work demonstrated her range and commitment to challenging, thought-provoking material. Throughout her career, Barbara worked with some of the most respected actors and directors of her time, including Laurence Olivier in Term of Trial, 1962, Oliver Reed in The System, 1964, and John Cleese and Donald Sutherland in Interlude, 1968. Her collaborations reflected her versatility and the high regard in which she was held within the industry. Beyond her professional life, Ferris was married to film producer John Quested, with whom she had 3 children, Nicholas, Christopher, and Catherine. After stepping back from acting in the early 1990s, she devoted herself to supporting her family and accompanying her husband on international ventures, living in places such as Zurich, Ireland, and London. Barbara Ferris's death on May 23, 2025, was met with heartfelt tributes from fans and colleagues alike. Though the cause of death has not been publicly disclosed, her legacy as a talented and pioneering actress endures. Fans remembered her fondly for her roles in beloved films and television series, as well as her contributions to British theatre during a transformative period for the arts. In summary, Barbara Ferris's life and career were marked by artistic courage and versatility. From her early days as a dancer and model to her memorable performances on stage and screen, she carved out a unique space in the entertainment world. Her work continues to inspire appreciation for the vibrant cultural era she helped define and the enduring characters she brought to life. Jim Marshall. Jim Marshall was a legendary American photographer whose iconic images captured the essence of rock, blues, and jazz music from the 1950s through the early 2000s, making him one of the most celebrated and prolific music photographers of the 20th century. Born on February 3, 1936 in Chicago, Illinois, Marshall's family moved to San Francisco when he was young. His passion for photography began in high school with a baby Brownie camera, and by 1959, he acquired his first Leica, embarking on a professional career in 1960 that would span over 5 decades. His timing was impeccable, coinciding with the explosive rise of rock and roll and the cultural revolutions of the 1960s and 70s. Marshall's work is renowned for its raw, intimate, and candid style, capturing musicians not just as stars but as human beings with vulnerabilities and emotions. His photographs appeared on more than 500 album covers and in numerous magazines, and he published 12 books of his work, including Pocket Cash, Johnny Cash, which he approved shortly before his death. His images have become definitive visual documents of music history, immortalizing legendary moments and personalities. Among his most famous photographs is the provocative image of Johnny Cash giving the middle finger to the camera during a performance at San Quentin Prison. This shot, emblematic of Cash's rebellious spirit, was part of a larger series Marshall took at both Folsom and San Quentin prisons, which helped define Cash's outlaw image and became iconic in music culture. Marshall's close relationship with Cash allowed him unparalleled access, resulting in deeply personal and historic images. Marshall also captured unforgettable moments, such as Jimi Hendrix setting his guitar on fire at the Monterey Pop Festival in 1967, a photo that became a symbol of the era's radical changes in music and society. He photographed other legendary artists including Janis Joplin, The Grateful Dead, Jefferson Airplane, Miles Davis, John Coltrane, and the Rolling Stones. His ability to gain the trust and friendship of artists allowed him to shoot intimate, behind-the-scenes moments that few others could access. Beyond music, Marshall was a committed photojournalist who early in his career documented the civil rights movement and the living conditions in Appalachia. He resisted being labeled merely a celebrity photographer, emphasizing his role as a visual storyteller who sought to capture truth and emotion. Marshall's personality was as complex as his work. Known for his mercurial social behavior and restless energy, he was deeply curious and fully immersed himself in the culture he documented. Fellow photographers and musicians praised his dedication, with Graham Nash noting that artists trusted Marshall because he focused on getting the best shot, without intrusive questions. His friend and assistant Amelia Davis described him as having mellowed in later years, reflecting on his life with some regrets, but no regrets about how he lived it. Jim Marshall passed away peacefully in his sleep on March 24, 2010 in New York City while on a publicity tour for a joint book project. The cause of death was natural but not publicly detailed. His death marked the loss of a true pioneer in music photography. Posthumously, Marshall became the first photographer to receive the Recording Academy's Trustee Award, an honorary Grammy recognizing his unparalleled contributions to music history through photography. His estate, managed by Amelia Davis, continues to preserve and promote his vast archive of over 1 million negatives, ensuring that his legacy endures for future generations. In 2019, the documentary Show Me the Picture, The Story of Jim Marshall, was released, celebrating his life and work, and exhibitions of his photographs continue to be showcased worldwide, including a notable exhibition at London's Royal Albert Hall. His images remain a powerful testament to the spirit of rock and roll and the cultural revolutions he witnessed firsthand. In conclusion, Jim Marshall's career was defined by his extraordinary ability to capture the soul of music and its makers. His photographs are not merely records of performances, but intimate portraits of iconic artists and moments that shaped the cultural fabric of the 20th century. His work continues to inspire photographers, musicians, and fans alike, preserving the human stories behind the legends.
Leka Bungo. Leka Bungo passed away at the age of 81 on June 11, 2025, in Tirana, Albania. He was a renowned Albanian director, actor, and screenwriter whose career left a significant mark on Albanian theater, film, and television. Born on February 28, 1944, in Vlora, Albania, Leka Bungo graduated from the Alexander Mwasiu Acting School and later completed a directing course at the Higher Institute of Arts. His early work as a theater director began in Fear, where he contributed to the cultural scene by directing plays with social themes and satirical elements, reflecting the complexities of Albanian society. Bungo's artistic vision extended beyond the stage to film and television. He was involved in several notable productions, including directing and writing scripts for films such as Ashatime Ini Bregdit, 1966, and Gjeli Dinjevaj, 1990. He also authored dramas and film scripts like Infidelity and Behind the Facade. His acting credits include the role of Bardal in Gjeli Dinjevaj, which remains one of his memorable performances. In the 2010s, Bungo served as the head of the Albanian Radio Television Board of Directors, RTSH. However, his tenure ended amid controversy related to financial matters, leading to his replacement in March 2025. Despite this, his influence on Albanian media and culture remains significant. After the 1990s, Bungo founded the private theatre Rubarat near the National Theatre in Tirana, aiming to innovate and revitalize the Albanian theatrical scene. Although the theatre did not survive long, it reflected his commitment to pushing artistic boundaries and nurturing new talent. In 2002, Bungo emigrated to the United States but continued to engage with the arts, maintaining a connection to his homeland's cultural life. His family announced his passing on social media, with his daughter Alba sharing poignant memories of his courageous battle against a serious illness. Leka Bungo's funeral was held on June 11, 2025, at 4 p.m. at the Shara Cemetery in Tirana, where family, friends, and admirers gathered to honor his legacy. Throughout his life, Bungo was celebrated for his dedication to Albanian art, his multifaceted talents as a director, actor, and writer, and his efforts to bring social issues to the forefront through his work. His contributions helped shape the cultural landscape of Albania during a transformative period in the country's history. In summary, Leka Bungo's passing marks the loss of a towering figure in Albanian performing arts, whose career spanned decades and whose work continues to inspire. His artistic legacy endures in the plays he directed, the films he created, and the generations of artists he influenced.
Ananda Lewis was a dynamic American television personality, activist, and philanthropist, remembered for her vibrant presence on screen and her passionate advocacy for social causes. She passed away unexpectedly on June 10, 2025, leaving behind a legacy of inspiration and empowerment. Born on July 8, 1973, in Los Angeles, California, Ananda Lewis burst onto the media scene in the late 1990s with her charismatic hosting style and genuine connection with audiences. She first gained national attention as the host of MTV's groundbreaking show, The Cut, where her candid interviews and fearless approach to discussing youth culture, relationships, and social issues resonated deeply with viewers. Her ability to engage with guests and audiences alike made her a beloved figure in the world of entertainment. Beyond her television career, Lewis was a dedicated activist. She used her platform to raise awareness about HIV/AIDS, education inequality, and youth empowerment. In 2001, she made headlines by publicly announcing her decision to remain abstinent until marriage, sparking important conversations about sexuality and personal choice among young people. Her openness and honesty helped break down stigmas and encouraged many to think critically about their own values and decisions. Ananda's commitment to philanthropy extended beyond the screen. She founded the Ananda Lewis Foundation, which focused on providing educational resources and mentorship programs for underprivileged youth across the United States. Her foundation's initiatives helped thousands of young people gain access to scholarships, tutoring, and leadership training, embodying her belief in the transformative power of education. Throughout her life, Lewis was also an advocate for mental health awareness. Drawing from her own experiences, she spoke openly about the importance of seeking help and destigmatizing mental illness. Her advocacy contributed to broader public understanding and support for mental health initiatives, making her a role model for many facing similar challenges. In addition to her activism and philanthropy, Ananda Lewis was known for her artistic talents. She explored music and writing, releasing a collection of poetry that reflected her journey of self-discovery and resilience. Her creative work was celebrated for its authenticity and emotional depth. Ananda's sudden passing at 48 shocked fans and colleagues alike. Tributes poured in from across the entertainment industry and social justice communities, highlighting her impact as a trailblazer who used her voice to uplift others. Friends remembered her as a compassionate, fearless, and inspiring individual who never shied away from difficult conversations or standing up for what she believed in. Her family expressed gratitude for the outpouring of love and support, requesting privacy as they mourned their loss. They emphasized Ananda's enduring spirit and the positive change she fostered throughout her life. Ananda Lewis's legacy is one of courage, compassion, and commitment to making the world a better place. Her work continues to inspire new generations to speak their truth, embrace their identity, and strive for social justice. Harris Yulin. Harris Yulin was a distinguished American actor celebrated for his versatile performances across film, television, and theater. He passed away peacefully on June 12, 2025, leaving behind a rich legacy that spanned over 6 decades and touched countless audiences worldwide. Born on November 5, 1937, in Los Angeles, California, Yulin's passion for acting emerged early in life. He honed his craft at the Actors Studio and later became a respected figure in New York's theater scene. His stage work was marked by intensity and depth, qualities that seamlessly translated into his screen performances. Yulin's career was characterized by a remarkable ability to embody a wide range of characters, from authoritative figures to morally complex antagonists. Yulin's film career took off in the 1970s, with notable roles in critically acclaimed movies such as Scarface, 1983, where he portrayed Mel Bernstein, the intimidating arms dealer. His commanding presence and nuanced acting made him a sought-after character actor in Hollywood. Other significant film credits include Ghostbusters, 1984, in which he played the mayor of New York City, and Clear and Present Danger, 1994, where he took on the role of Admiral Greer. On television, Harris Yulin was equally prolific. He appeared in numerous popular series, including Law and Order, The X-Files, NYPD Blue, and Frasier. His guest appearances were often lauded for their authenticity and gravitas, contributing to the success and depth of the shows. Yulin's ability to bring complexity to even brief roles earned him respect among directors and peers. Beyond his screen work, Yulin was deeply committed to theater. He performed in Broadway productions such as Long Day's Journey into Night and The Price, showcasing his classical training and dedication to the craft. His stage presence was described as magnetic, captivating audiences night after night. Throughout his career, Yulin was known not only for his talent, but also for his professionalism and kindness. Colleagues remembered him as a generous mentor, who supported younger actors and fostered a collaborative environment on set. His humility and work ethic were as admired as his artistic achievements. In his personal life, Harris Yulin was a devoted family man. He cherished his privacy, but often spoke about the importance of balancing career and personal happiness. His longtime marriage and close relationships with his children were sources of great joy and stability. Yulin's contributions to the arts were recognized with several awards and nominations, including an Obie Award for his theater work. Despite his accolades, he remained grounded, often emphasizing that the true reward of acting was the ability to connect with and move audiences. The passing of Harris Yulin marks the end of an era for a consummate actor whose work enriched American film, television, and theater. His legacy endures through the memorable characters he brought to life and the inspiration he provided to generations of performers. Chris Robinson. Chris Robinson was a veteran American actor, best known for his memorable role as Dr. Rick Weber on the long-running ABC soap opera General Hospital. He died peacefully in his sleep on June 9, 2025, at his ranch near Sedona, Arizona, after a prolonged battle with heart failure. Born on November 5, 1938, in West Palm Beach, Florida, Robinson's acting career spanned over 6 decades, beginning in the 1950s. Early in his career, he appeared in a variety of popular television shows such as The Donna Reed Show, The Fugitive, Gunsmoke, Sea Hunt, and Death Valley Days. He also had roles in notable films, including the 1962 Burt Lancaster classic Birdman of Alcatraz, and several projects directed by John Frankenheimer. Robinson gained widespread recognition in the 1960s with his role as Technical Sergeant Alexander "Sandy" Komansky in the ABC war drama 12 O'Clock High, where he appeared in the last 46 episodes from 1965 to 1967. This role helped establish him as a reliable character actor in television. However, it was his portrayal of Dr. Rick Weber on General Hospital from 1978 to 1986 that cemented his place in popular culture. As Dr. Weber, Robinson played a complex character who was the adoptive father of Laura Spencer, a central figure in the iconic Luke and Laura storyline of the 1980s. His character's dramatic arc included 2 marriages to Leslie Weber, played by Denise Alexander, and a shocking return in 2002, which ended with his character's murder by a candlestick-wielding Scotty Baldwin, adding a memorable twist to the soap's narrative. Beyond General Hospital, Robinson also appeared in other daytime dramas such as The Bold and the Beautiful, where he played Jack Hamilton, further showcasing his versatility and longevity in the soap opera genre. Robinson's career was marked by his ability to bring depth and authenticity to his roles, earning him respect among peers and fans alike. His iconic line in a commercial, "I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV," became a memorable catchphrase, highlighting his association with medical roles in television. Despite his extensive career, Robinson remained a private and grounded individual, spending his later years at his ranch in Arizona. His passing was mourned by colleagues, fans, and the television community, who celebrated his contributions to the entertainment industry and his enduring legacy on daytime television. Chris Robinson's death marks the loss of a beloved actor, whose work helped shape the golden era of American soap operas. His portrayal of Dr. Rick Weber remains a defining role that continues to resonate with audiences decades after his first appearance.
Dick Van Dyke's story begins on a snowy December 13, 1925 in the small town of West Plains, Missouri, where the future entertainer entered the world to parents Lauren and Hazel Van Dijk. Though the Great Depression would soon cast a long shadow over America, Dick's household remained spirited, strengthened by the close bond he shared with younger brother Jerry. The boy's father, a traveling salesman, kept the family constantly on the move, planting seeds of restlessness and curiosity in Dick's young mind. Those early years were a patchwork of church choirs, school plays, and backyard circus acts performed for neighborhood kids, each homemade production sharpening the boy's instinct for showmanship. Evenings were spent huddled around the radio, where programs such as The Shadow and Farrah McGee and Molly awakened his imagination. Dick's fascination with voices and timing soon turned classrooms into improvised stages, delighting classmates while testing teachers' patience. Beneath the pranks, however, lay a steadfast work ethic and a dreamer's determination to escape small-town predictability through laughter and song. By the early 1940s, Dick's ambition had outgrown the confines of Danville, Illinois, where the family eventually settled. World War II loomed, but poor weight kept him from flight crew duty, landing him as a radio announcer instead. A twist of fate that became foundational. Mastering microphones, pacing, and ad-lib banter, he learned to paint pictures with sound alone, foreshadowing the effortless charm audiences would later see on television. After the war, he formed a two-man comedy act, the Merry Mutes, touring civic halls and nightclubs across the Midwest. Long nights crammed into broken-down cars, meager pay envelopes, and constant one-upmanship forged a resilience that would carry him through lean years. Every flat tire and middling review became part of a slowly building toolkit. Impeccable timing, elastic physicality, and an uncanny knack for turning mishaps into memorable punchlines. The true turning point arrived in 1959 when Broadway came calling. Cast as the amiable songwriter Albert Peterson in Bye Bye Birdie, Dick infused the role with loosened athleticism and innocent warmth, earning both a Tony Award and national recognition. Television executives took notice, and soon the Dick Van Dyke Show debuted in 1961, pairing him with Mary Tyler Moore in his sitcom masterpiece of wit and sophistication. As comedy writer Rob Petrie, Dick blended urbane banter with slapstick finesse, bridging vaudeville traditions and modern suburban relatability. The series not only redefined TV humor but also cemented Van DJK's identity as America's affable everyman. Week after week, millions tuned in to watch him trip over ottomans yet land on his feet, a metaphor for life's stumbles handled With Grace Hollywood beckoned next and he transitioned seamlessly onto the big screen. Walt Disney handpicked him for Mary Poppins 1964, where his exuberant chimney sweep bird danced across rooftops and into cinematic history. Viewers forgave the playful Cockney accent missteps, swept up by boundless energy and heartfelt optimism that transcended dialect quirks. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang 1968 followed, blending whimsical invention with fatherly warmth, while the comic and cold turkey showcased range beyond musicals. Each film reinforced a signature style, equal parts rubber limbed clown, gentle philosopher, and relatable family man, appealing across generations and continents. Success on multiple fronts affirmed Dick's belief that sincerity paired with humor could conquer any medium. Behind the scenes, relentless schedules exacted a toll. Years of physical gags led to chronic back pain, and constant travel strained his first marriage to Margie Willett. Yet Dick's commitment to physical fitness, including daily calisthenics and later martial arts inspired stretching, kept him agile far past the age most dancers retire. The early 1970s brought a professional law, but stage tours and guest appearances kept the flame alive while allowing time for introspection. Rediscovering his love of painting and a cappella singing, he nurtured hobbies that balanced the demands of stardom. Such diversions were not escapes but extensions of the same creative spark ignited in childhood Sunday school choirs. Throughout it all, Dick's guiding compass remained a deep-rooted optimism, tested yet unbroken by personal setbacks. From career valleys to substance struggles quietly battled in private, he adopted a policy of transparency, later speaking candidly about alcoholism in order to help others. Each confession, shared without melodrama, further endeared him to a public that saw in Van DJK a mirror of its own imperfections met with resilience. These experiences enriched performances, adding layers of authenticity to every grin and pratfall in public appearances. He embodied the credo that laughter, when grounded in honesty, becomes a salve for life's bruises, turning pain into communal catharsis. The mid-1970s ushered in a new chapter punctuated by both personal reinvention and professional experimentation. After the new Dick Van Dyke Show wrapped ratings fatigue forced the entertainer to confront an unexpected quiet rather than retreat, he diversified guests starring on Columbo, headlining upbeat variety specials, and lending his affable baritone to animated features. Those projects, though smaller in scale, sharpened a creative restlessness that had simmered since boyhood. It was during this period that Dick publicly acknowledged his battle with alcoholism, framing the admission not as confession but as service, an honest footnote meant to reassure fans struggling with their own demons. Checking himself into a rehabilitation center, he emerged with renewed vigor, advocating exercise, dance, and daily gratitude as cornerstones of recovery. The decision proved transformative, infusing subsequent performances with deeper nuance and reaffirming his conviction that vulnerability, when shared responsibly, can disarm shame and kindle empathy among viewers. By the 1980s, Van Dyke's resilience found fertile ground in crime drama Diagnosis, Murder, launched in 1993 after successful TV movies cast him as Dr. Mark Sloan, an amiable physician who solved mysteries alongside his real-life son Barry. The series blended gentle humor with procedural intrigue, keeping audiences invested for nearly a decade and introducing a new generation to the Van DJK charisma. Off-camera, Dick cultivated a passion for computer graphics, tinkering with early animation software and demonstrating a lifelong willingness to learn emerging technologies. Health-wise, he remained vigilant, crediting low-impact aerobics and a plant-forward diet for sustaining flexibility that belied his age. Still, not all ailments could be outrun. He endured a near-fatal bout of pneumonia, lingering dental adhesive toxicity that caused neurological discomfort, and the natural wear of 6 decades spent tumbling across stages. Yet each setback, met with medical diligence and an upbeat outlook, reinforced his public image as a model of active aging. Loss too etched itself quietly into Dick's narrative. In 1984, his divorce from Margie Willett ended a 36-year partnership forged during his earliest days of struggle. Heartache he mentioned only sparingly to protect family privacy. The passing of close colleagues Mary Tyler Moore in 2017, Carl Renner in 2020 brought another dimension of grief, reminding the performer that the golden age he helped pioneer was gradually passing into memory. He used these moments to champion legacy preservation, speaking at tributes and supporting film restoration efforts so younger audiences could discover classics unblemished by time. Meanwhile, joy returned when he married makeup artist Arlene Silver in 2012, a union that injected unexpected spontaneity and intergenerational fun into his 9th decade. Together they danced on social media, performing carefree choreographies that went viral and underscored his mantra that creativity has no retirement age. Entering the new millennium, Dick Van DJK showed no interest in coasting on nostalgia. Instead, he took calculated leaps that reintroduced his brand of buoyant showmanship to younger viewers. In 2006, he embraced villain with mischievous glee and Night at the Museum, wielding both a crooked grin and Surprising physical prowess as security guard turned thief Cecil Fredericks. The role gave audiences a glimpse of the same boundless energy that once carried chimney sweeps across London rooftops, proving time had not dimmed his appetite for daring choreography. Away from set, Dick cultivated daily rituals that read like a blueprint for longevity: vigorous treadmill sessions, tai chi for balance, and spontaneous dance breaks whenever a big band standard crackled through the speakers. A self-professed technology enthusiast, he even adopted video chat workouts with distant friends, turning accountability into camaraderie. Such proactive habits cushioned him through a 2013 health scare when mysterious neurological bangs in his head were traced to dental adhesive toxicity, a rare setback he confronted with humor, tweeting updates that transformed fan concern into collective relief when symptoms subsided. Heartache returned in January 2018 with the passing of beloved brother Jerry, whose zany comedic flair had lit up Coach Ann. Countless variety hours. Dick's grief unfolded privately, yet he honored Jerry by reviving their boyhood barber hop harmonies at a family memorial, reminding mourners that shared laughter is the sweetest legacy. Siblings can leave each other. That same year, Disney invited him back for a cameo in Mary Poppins Returns, casting him as genial banker Mr. Dawes Jr. with silver hair and tap shoes. The 92-year-old leapt onto a desk, a jaw-dropping feat captured in a single take, eliciting gasps on set and applause across cinemas worldwide. In press interviews, he credited decades of dance training and a stubborn refusal to act his age, quipping that gravity is a suggestion, not a rule. Those appearances culminated in a Masked Singer reveal in 2023, where his surprise unmasking as the goggled gnome earned a standing ovation and reaffirmed his status as America's evergreen entertainer. Philanthropy and public advocacy have since filled calendar pages once dominated by rehearsal calls. Dick champions the National Ray's Syndrome Foundation, a cause close to his heart since the 1960s, and routinely lends his voice to campaigns combating childhood hunger. In Malibu, he sponsors annual beach cleans, often leading volunteers in the impromptu choruses of Let's Go Fly a Kite as they work. He remains a fixture at the motion picture television fund's retirement community, bringing ukulele sing-alongs that blur the line between performer and participant. Literary pursuits also occupy quiet mornings. His 2015 memoir Keep Moving distilled life lessons into breezy prose, encouraging readers to rediscover wonder through motion and gratitude. Now on the cusp of turning 100, Dick balances scripted cameos with unscripted talk dances filmed by wife Arlene, each clip a reminder that optimism is a muscle strengthened by use. His current motto, painted on a plaque above the piano, reads, "If you're laughing, you're living." A creed he still exemplifies daily with bright eyes, quick steps, and an open invitation for the world to join the dance. From the mid-2010s onward, Dick doubled down on honoring the craft that first carried him from Depression-era rafters to Broadway footlights. A 2013 Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award, a 2021 Kennedy Center honor, and a 99th birthday celebration at Disney's El Capitan Theater confirmed that his name had become shorthand for intergenerational optimism. Yet he refused to shove the trophies and settle into ceremonial cameos. Instead, he launched Van Dyke and Company Revisited, a limited theater tour blending jazz standards, slapstick interludes, and fireside chats about comedic timing between shows. He filmed Rye bits for PBS explaining vaudeville physics, how a slow double take can yank bigger laughs than a screaming spit take, transforming senior audiences into note-scribbling students and inspiring young creators to resurrect physical comedy's lost finesse. Each houselight's fade was capped by an unscripted tap break, the shuffles punctuated with a grin that seemed to whisper age is merely costumeering when not polishing new routines. Dick mentors actors through unannounced visits to community theaters, kicking a soft shoe across scuffed stages until students feel rhythm in their ribs. He champions inclusive casting, insisting that joy has no demographic, a credo amplified by TikTok teens who duet his daily workout clips. Health remains a disciplined ritual: sunrise oatmeal swirled with blueberries, 30 push-ups timed to Benny Goodman, and balance drills that involve juggling 3 neon scarves while humming supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even a minor car accident in 2024, a fender bender that left him with a few stitches, became fodder for a humorous PSA on seatbelt safety, filmed the very next week. Today he divides his calendar between voiceover cameos, beach cleanups, and rehearsals with the Fantastics, the Barber Hop Quartet he formed at 75. Their latest EP, fittingly titled Keep Moving, debuted at top Billboard's jazz chart, reinforcing the message he's lived for nearly a century. Momentum is the secret melody that keeps the heart tapping in time. As Dick Van Dyke's reputation evolved from leading man to elder statesman of entertainment, he leveraged hard-won credibility to champion new creative ventures that might have intimidated peers half his age. One highlight was his surprise collaboration with Disney Imagineering in 2015, where he consulted on choreography for a reimagined Jolly Holiday animatronic sequence slated for international theme parks. Engineers marveled at his ability to translate abstract mechanics into fluid motion, revealing an intuitive grasp of movement forged by decades of on-set improvisation. The same year, he agreed to narrate a behind-the-scenes documentary on the